स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Can we recite this verse? Welcome all of you for the Śrimad Bhāgavatam class this morning. We are reciting from the 3rd canto, 20th chapter, text number 36. नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मम् ग्रन्थ्यामुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गम् मध्यं विषीदति बृहत् स्तनभारभीतम् शान्तेव दृष्टिरमला शुशिखा समूहः नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मम् ग्रन्थ्यामुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गम् मध्यं विषीदति बृहत्स्तनभारभीतम् शान्तेव दृष्टिरमला शुशिखा समूहः नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मम् ग्रन्थ्यामुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गम् मध्यं विषीदति बृहत्स्तनभारभीतम् शान्तेव दृष्टिरमला शुशिखा समूहः नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मम् ग्रन्थाय मुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गम् मध्यं विषीदति बृहत्स्तनभारभीतम् Shante vadrishtiramala shushikha samuhaha. Naikatrate jayati shalini pada padmam. Nantyamuhu karatalena patat patangam. Madhyam vishidati brihatstana bhara bhitam. Shante vadrishtiramala shushikha samuhaha. Naikatrate jayati shalini pada padmam. Grantyamuhu karatalena patat patangam. Madhyam vishidati brihatstana bhara bhitam. Shante vadrishtiramala shushikha samuhaha. Mataji. Naikatate jayati shalini pada padmam. Grantyamuhu karatalena patat patangam. Madhyam vishidati brihatstana bhara bhitam. Shante vadrishtiramala shushikha samuhaha. Na, not ekatra, in one place. Te, your. Jayati, stay. Shalini, oh beautiful woman. O pada padmam, lotus feet. Gnantyaha, striking. Muhuhu, again and again. Karatalena, by the palm of the hand. Patat, bouncing. Patangam, the ball. Madhyam, waist. Vishidati, gets fatigued. Brihat, full grown. Stana, of your breast. Bhara, by the weight. Bhitam, oppressed. Shanta iva, as if fatigued. Drishtihi, vision. Amala, clear. Su, beautiful. Shikha, your hair. Samuhaha, bunch. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh beautiful woman, when you strike the bouncing ball against the ground with your hand again and again, your lotus feet do not stay in one place. Oppressed by the weight of your full-grown breast, your waist becomes fatigued, and your clear vision grows dull, as it were. Pray, braid your comely hair. The demons observed beautiful gestures in the woman's every step. Here they praise her full-grown breast, her scattered hair, and her movements in stepping forward and backward while playing with the ball. In every step, they enjoy her womanly beauty. And while they enjoy her beauty, their minds become agitated by sex desire. As moths at night surround a fire and are killed, so the demons become victims of the movements of the ball-like breasts of a beautiful woman. The scattered hair of a beautiful woman also afflicts the heart of a lusty demon. Iti sayantanim sandhyam asura pramadayatim pralobayantim jagruhur matva moodhadiyah striyam. Translation: the asuras, clouded in their understanding, took the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, showing herself in her alluring form, and they seized her. Purport: the asuras are described here as moodhadiyaha, meaning that they are captivated by ignorance, just like the ass. The demons were captivated by the false, glaring beauty of this material form, and thus they embraced her. We have been reading this episode of Brahma casting away his impure body, subtle body, when Lord told him, when that subtle body was cast off, it was coming gliding down in the twilight time, so which was misunderstood by the demons to be some very beautiful form of a woman. And they are describing that form. Actually, why this form is called as an illusory form? In this world, you will see that the form of the external gross bodily appearance of a male or a female does not remain the same. From childhood to boyhood to youth to old age, the bodily shape keeps changing. Even all of us know how our body used to look like. It was a small baby. Then it became a small boy, then a youth. You have seen that picture in the Science of Self-Realization book, how the body changes. Not only the body changes, the beauty of the body also does not last long. If you see the newborn children, their bodies are very tender. Their hands and feet appear pinkish, isn't it? They look so tender and sweet. But as you grow beyond youth, to 40 or 50 or 60, the body doesn't retain its beauty. Therefore, in the living entities in this world, the opulences appear and gradually disappear. The opulences are not everlasting or long-lasting. Beautiful people become ugly people. People with clean faces have wrinkled faces. People with jet black hair will have white hair. People with all 32 teeth will be found one day with no teeth. You will find this. And because the time implies change, and the change appears in this world in the form of old age and death, eventually, and the loss of opulences. Like you all know, Muhammad Ali, for example, and Mike Tyson and all. These people were at one time, they used to give death blows to people. Death blows, heavy blows. One blow they can knock off a person. Even Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali made the same statement. They said, I am indefeatable, they said. But when he crossed the age of 40 or so, he had got the Parkinson disease, due to which he could not even hold the Olympic torch. Later on, he could not hold even a teacup. Where is his strength gone? The opulences go away in this world. They don't remain. Whether it is strength, whether it is beauty, even people have failing memory. As we get older, have you seen people saying that, oh, I don't remember, correct, no? When they cross 70 or 80 in this world. So therefore, you will find whether a man is a handsome man or a woman is a beautiful woman, in youth, the devotees of the Lord don't take that false presentation of beauty very seriously. Because they know that these beauties are here today, gone tomorrow, pleasures. The Bhagavatam says that, here today, gone tomorrow. Just like small children, they play with a soap solution in India, they play. I don't know whether in America also they do that. You have a small, this papaya tree has got the leaves which have got a tubular leaf. You know that? It's like a tube kind of thing, then the leaf comes. So if you cut the papaya tree leaf and take the tube, like this tube only, it is similar tube. So put it in the soap solution, like that you do. You blow it, you will get bubbles. Sometimes the bubbles are this big, sometimes even size of a football or a volleyball. That size big bubbles. Any of you have done that here? You know that? Yeah. So when those ball-like bubbles come out from your blowing of the soap solution, they move in the air and they show all the 7 colors, Vibgayar. Vibgayar? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, All the 7 colors will be seen. And when we would produce multiple bubbles, we would, in our school days, we would develop a desire to store them all with us. But you can't store those football-like soap bubbles. They come, they grow in size, they move in the air for a while, alluring you, attracting you, pluck, it will go off. after some time. Then second one comes, then third one comes. Similarly, you will find our grandfather was, we used to be very attached to grandmother and grandfather. So they are like that only, like a soap bubble, pluck, 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 they went away. Then after that, mother goes away, then father goes away, we also have to go away. The beautiful bodies in this world do not last for a long time. Eventually they perish. So this is called fleeting beauty. Fleeting beauty. So Prabhupada says, man for a woman and woman for a man, there is a strong affinity in this world. But the original affinity comes from the principle of Radha and Govinda, Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna is one. Radha Krishna ekatanu dui deha dhari anyona vilasa kare aswadana kari. Like that Kaviraj Goswami, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Radha and Krishna are one, but they have divided into two forms in order to expand the joy of the living entities and also to relish the rasa. They have expanded. So Krishna from his left side expands as Srimati Radharani. So you will see in the Panchatattva, the Prakritis are all on the left side of the Lord. And the Purushas are on the right side, you will see. For example, Gadadhar Pandit is Prakriti, is Radharani. Then you have Srivas. Jivas are also Prakriti, you will see. On this side you will find Nityananda Prabhu, who is actually expansion of Krishna. Prabhupada says, there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram except only one thing. Anybody knows? Only the color, he says. Balaram is white in color, Krishna is bluish black in color. But although Balaram is a direct expansion of the Lord, still he acts as a servant of the Lord. Then Advaitacharya Prabhu is Mahavishnu. So they both are Purusha, you will see. On the left side of the Lord you will find Prakriti. You will find. So, you will find why Radha and Krishna have expanded like this. Lord is called Purusha, Radharani is called Prakriti. Lord is called Shaktiman, she is called Shakti. Lord is called Bhagavan, she is called Bhagavati. Lord is called Swami, she is called Swamini. Why? There is a reason for this. Imagine a very great millionaire or a billionaire. He has a big house. And he is living all alone. Life would be boring for him. On the other hand, imagine if he has a wife and there are a dozen children, small and big, all colorfully dressed and joking, laughing, eating together and doing activities at home. The home is bustling with activities. It's a very joyful place. Prabhupada was telling in one lecture, imagine I am sitting all alone and giving a lecture, there will be no fun. But if there are, and then he told the disciples, you all are sitting, you are understanding the lecture, you are asking questions and appreciating the lecture. Then there is joy. So Lord also doesn't want to enjoy himself. He wants to share his enjoyment with living entities. So he eternally decided to expand himself. Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. 15.7 Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is saying that eternally I have expanded myself into prakritis, small, tiny particles of jivas. As soon as there is sun, there are particles of sun. You will see that. As soon as there is fire, there are fire sparks coming out from the fire. The fire sparks or sun's particles have no independent existence. Only when there is sun, they also exist. So we exist because Lord exists. If there is no Lord, then we also won't exist. We have to tell this to atheistic people. Atheistic people are thinking, I exist, God doesn't exist. How foolish it is. It's like sun's particles saying that I exist, but there is no sun. It would be foolishness. So, Lord and His expansion, Srimati Radharani, and all of us jivas, we all eternally exist. Now, Radha and Krishna, when they are together, all the jivas, they put up festival, they celebrate. Celebrate various utsavams, festivals for the pleasure of the Lord. Like in Vrindavan, you will see Jhulan Yatra, for example. You know Jhulan Yatra? You celebrate here also Jhulan Yatra? Yeah, yearly. Then there is also boat festival also. Like you see, there's a boat festival there in the boat there. So for Radha Krishna boat festival. So, and Julan Yatra also make a beautiful. Then there is a Salila Bihar where Radha and Krishna are sitting on a platform in the middle of a lake, and then there are beautiful lotuses. Like in Calcutta temple, we offer 108 lotuses every day. For it, that goes on for a month, I think. That's Salila Vihar, they call it. So these are all festivals, like they celebrate. Now when there is a Julan Yatra, there is a decoration of the swing for the Lord. Lord is also decorated very beautifully. So people, the gopis sing. There is a song, famous song you might have heard. Yamuna puline kadamba kanane keheri nu sakiyat Amar Shama Vamshidhari Manivanta Puri Leela Koile Rasarat. And then he says, Tara Ashtadalopari Shri Radha Shri Hari Ashtasaki Parijan Tara Sugita Nartane Sabasaki Gane Tushi Che Yugaladhane. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing that Ami Yamuna Puline, I saw in the bank of Yamuna a beautiful Kadamba forest, and in that forest of Kadamba trees, there was a beautiful kunj that was made where Radha and Krishna were sitting, and on the 8 petals of that lotus, 8 gopis were standing. And what were the gopis doing? Tara Sugita Nartane, they were singing. Sabasaki Gane Tushiche Yugaladhane. For the pleasure of the divine couple, Radha Krishna, the gopis are playing mridangam, they are playing kartal. Some gopi was making garland, and some gopi was painting, some gopi was making some eatables for them. So in this way, all are entering service. And then he is saying, Takon Krishna Leela Heri Prakriti Sundari Vistari Che Shobhavane Amigare na jaibo Vane praveshibo O Leela Rase Ratare. In the beautiful forest of Raj, I am seeing the forest beauty has increased with blooming flowers and ripened fruits and the cuckoos cooing, peacocks dancing. And the whole atmosphere of the Vrindavana forest has become so charming. The bumblebees are humming in the colorful lotuses of yellow lotus, blue lotus, red lotuses of Yamuna. They are all sitting and humming joyfully, singing the glories of the divine couple. The parrots are also speaking to each other on the Radha Krishna's glories. So when I see the beauty of the forest, I don't want to leave this place and go to home. Amigare na jaibo. I will not go home, I will stay in the temple only, he is saying. I don't feel like going back to home. What is there at home? Boring. People are watching TV, they get bored with TV. But I want to be at the lotus feet of the divine couple, he is saying. And then he is saying, Amitya ji kulalaj, he is saying. People may say that you belong to a great caste. You are coming from aristocratic family. What will relatives think? What will the world talk about you? He says, Amityaji kolalaj. I give up all my prestige to simply become a beggar at the lotus feet of the divine couple. Like that he says. Amityaji kolalaj. Braja brajara. Bhaja brajaraj. Olilara seratare. He is saying, I have come to the lotus feet of the divine couple and Lord Sri Krishna and Radharani. It is so relishable. I don't want to do anything else in life. I simply want to sing their glories. So, the living entity, Prabhupada says, I will repeat verbatim one statement from Prabhupada's purport. This comes in the first canto in Bhishma section. The living entity is so made by the will of the Lord that he experiences utmost happiness while putting himself in a state of absolute dependence. This is the statement Prabhupada says. The meaning of this is very simple. He says, the living entity is so made by the will of the Lord that he experiences utmost happiness. All of us are looking for our utmost happiness. But when do we get it? He says, while putting himself in a state of absolute dependence, without any independent mentality, if we can relish serving the Lord, give up the enjoying mentality and accept the seva bhava, service mentality for the divine couple, we will experience utmost happiness. So, and that is actually the true state of a living entity. Like if you have a gold ring, you have a blue, sometimes you have a blue stone, diamond stone, on the top of a gold ring, studded. You've seen gold ring studded with some diamond at the top. So Prabhupada says the jiva is like a gold ring and Lord Krishna is like the blue Nilamani on the top. But if you take out the Nilamani from the ring, what will you find? The gold ring will have depression. So people have removed Krishna from their hearts, therefore they are feeling depression nowadays. So you have to put back Krishna in the place. When the jiva carries Krishna in his head and dances happily, then the jiva is very happy. When the jiva gives up Krishna, like he says, Ekhono bhujinu Prabhu tomara charana ashoka bhayamrita purna sarvakhana. He says, this is also Bhaktivinoda Thakur song. The previous song I told you is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is also Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Sakala chadiya tuva charana kamale podiyachi aminatha tava padatale ami pada padmanatha rakibe amare hara rakha karta nahi ye bhava samsare bada dukha payachi swatantra jivane dukha dure gelo o padavarane. You know what he's saying? My dear Lord, yakhano bhujino Prabhu tomara charana. One lesson I have learned very well in my life, my dear Lord. The safest place in this world is your lotus feet. And your lotus feet is not only giving shade for the burning living entities in the fire of material existence, it is also a very amazing type of umbrella, your feet. For example, on a hot sunny day, if you have an umbrella over your head, you get some shade. But this umbrella is an amazing umbrella because if you hold this umbrella, there is also a nectar shower inside that. You can also eat some of those nectar also. So, Lord's, it's like you come for shade under a tree, but the tree is giving you ripened fruits. Imagine ripe mangoes it is showering. It's like that. Purna Sarvakhana is saying. And then he is saying that, my dear Lord, you are the maintainer of the 8.4 million species of life. You are the protector of your devotees. And in this way, you are everything for us. When you are newly born, you arranged for the breast milk of the mother. When we grew up, you arranged for bread and jam and everything else. For whatever we eat and all the fruits and everything. So you are so kind and so merciful, but I am so foolish. Bada dukha payachi swatantra jivane. Living in the shade of your lotus feet, I am running into the material existence for enjoying, just like a fire entering, just like a moth entering into fire and getting roasted there, foolishly. Because a moth is thinking the fire to be some sunflower or something like that. Foolishly it chases after it and gets roasted there. So, and now I have understood, he says, that I should give up this independent mentality, not show my back to you, but I should face you and engage in your service. So in the Bhagavatam says the same thing. Janasya krishnat vimukhasya daivat adharmashilasya sudukkitasya anugrahayeka charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardhanasya. He's saying, 3 very nice points are mentioned here. Janasya krishnat vimukasya. When the living entities turn their face away from Krishna, what happens? Adharmashilasya, he says, they become irreligious. And the result is sudukkitasya, he says, they become miserable. That means that step 1 is turning away from Krishna, becoming independent. Step 2 is irreligious. And step 3 is miserable. So if you want to avoid a miserable situation, what we should do? Step 1 has to be corrected. What you should do? How do you correct step 1? Instead of, if you turn away from the sun, you see the shadow. If you turn towards the sun, there is no shadow. So turn towards Krishna. Then instead of being adharmashil, we will become dharmashil. When we follow dharma, then instead of sudukitasya, susukitasya we can become. We can become happy. As simple as that. Very simple. Turn the face to God, obey His laws, become aligned with, with the will of the Lord, then become free from all misery. You will be happy in this world and in that world. In all places you will be happy. So, when the Lord expands Himself as Srimati Radharani, Radha and Krishna and all the jivas, they put up festivals. They actually delight in serving the Lord. And when the Lord comes in this world, for example, sometimes the Lord's consort is separated from the Lord, correct, no? Like you find Radha, like Sita and Ram. One time Ravana had kidnapped Sita and taken her to Lanka. So Lord Ram is here in Nasik, one part of the country here, and Sita is far away. Then what do the devotees do? Devotees get a lot of opportunity for service and finding out Sita. Later on, making a Setubandha bridge. Later on, fighting a great war against the demon Ravana, destroying him, and uniting Sita and Ram together. So the devotees of the Lord always try to bring Radha and Krishna together, Sita and Ram together. There's a Gantuli Gram in Vrindavan, where the gopis bring Radha and Krishna together, and they take Krishna's Angavastra and Radharani's sari and they tie it. And when Radha and Krishna want to go back, they are not able to go because their clothes are tied, Gantuli Gram. So they like to bring Radha and Krishna together. Whereas, like Hanuman, what did he do? He tried to arrange for finding out Sita and give the message to Ram, and he tried to bring Sita and Ram together. Whereas Ravana, what he did? He wanted to separate Sita and Ram. So, two things in our life we have to understand: right conception and right consciousness. If these two are foundational concepts which are well set in our life, there will be no ambiguity in this philosophy. Now, what is right conception? That is explained in the Shikshashtaka verse. Ayinanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budho kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. My dear Krishna, you are my eternal master and I am your insignificant servant. Somehow or other I have given up your lotus feet and fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up and place me at your lotus feet as one of the millions of living entities, millions of devotees. So that means Lord is master, I am servant. So this is a correct conception. Correct conception. For example, when Hanuman is looking at Ram, he is thinking, oh, here is my master. I am his servant. And goal of my life is to love him, serve him, please him. He is thinking like that. Correct conception. That's the meaning of Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram. I am Kinkaram and you are master. Whereas Ravana is looking at Ram, he is thinking, I am the master. Who is he? Just, you want to get rid of Ram. He doesn't want Ram. He is trying to kill Ram, you see, in the battle. That is Ravana. And what is right consciousness? Nadanam najanam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti raghaitu kitvayi. My dear Lord, nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to you. I don't want to be averse to anything in this world. I don't want to be attached to anything in this world. I want to be non-attached. What is this new concept of non-attached? I learned this when I came to ISKCON. Because most people in this world are trying to become attached to things like a magnet, becoming, like when you keep a magnet, all the iron filings cling on to that, correct, no? Like living entities, as soon as there is a scope for enjoyment, they want to jump on. Whether it is eating, whether it is eatable, or whether it is man-woman attraction, wherever there is opportunity to connect with any woman, dog-like men are chasing after all types of women everywhere. So you can see that because their goal of life is to enjoy gold, earn money, enjoy women, enjoy eating, and then eat, drink and be merry and die like cats and dogs one day, not knowing where are they going, isn't it? They're groping in the dark all their life like that. And that is a general tendency of conditioned souls in this world. On the contrary, the impersonalists have got solid kicks in this material world by enjoying. In many lifetimes, they are so fearful. Once upon a time, a cat was fed with some very hot, smoky hot milk. So when the cat put the mouth in the milk, the mustache got burned. Then after that, any time he saw anything white, even if there was a buttermilk also, he will, like that he'll be blowing, because of fear. So impersonalists have developed a fear for sense enjoyment. They got such kicks in this world, repeatedly frustrated in their enjoyment attempt. So they have developed aversion for it. Just like if you see two poles, if you bring two magnets like this, if they are same poles, what will happen? They will reject like this. Two same poles repel, opposite poles attract, we say. No? So you will find the impersonalists are also trying to play the role of God in this world, and therefore they get kicks. Correct, no? They enjoyed and they got solid frustration. So they have developed aversion for this world. So the karmis want to enjoy and jnanis want to be averse. But what do bhaktas do? The Hamsavatara is saying in the Bhāgavatam, you will read Hamsavatara's teachings. One of the teachings he says, the devotees of the Lord are like the magnet and the wood. Is there any connection? You will see that. Like you will see that they are non-attached to this world. The things of the world, they can be surrounded by things of the world, they will completely be non-attached. Griheshu dareshu suteshu bandhushu dvipottamasyandanavaji vastushu akshayyaratnambaranambaradeshu anantakosheshu akarot asanmatim. This is about Ambarish Maharaj. It says, Griheshu, Ambarish Maharaj lived in a big palace. Dareshu, he had many wives, queens. Suteshu, many children also. Bandhushu, many relatives, friends were living in that palace. Dipottamas Sandanavaji Vastushu means he had very huge elephants on the top of which he was carried sometimes and showered with flowers. Sometimes he traveled in golden chariots. And he had horses. And he had an inexhaustible treasury, it is said. And he wore very costly garments. And he also wore ornaments like a ring and necklaces and, mukut helmet and earrings and all that as a king. And then comes the main point here. Lastly he is saying, Ananta Koshishu Akarot Asanmatim. But he was non-attached to any of them. He was living in the midst of them, but he was completely untouched by them. This is the way the Vaishnava lives. So in the same manner, like a man may have a beautiful wife, but he is not attached to her for his enjoyment. He and his wife, they engage in Krishna service. This you will find in the spiritual world, the third canto, 15th chapter, 20th verse. You will find 3, 15, 20. You will find there's a verse which says, in the spiritual world, the husbands are like bluish clouds. The wives are like lightning. It is said the women in the spiritual world are spotless beauty. Their teeth are like a row of pearls. Their face is like a full moon. Their eyes are like lotus petals. They wear very beautiful saris and ornaments. And they have smiles with no blemish, it is said. And they have no iota of, there is not a single defect in their bodies. In this world you find somebody has a good bodily shape, but if they come near you find they have a squint eyes. You find that. Or somebody has a beautiful face, but they have a very fat body. Something will be missing, we will find in this world. But in spiritual world, they are all spotless beauty, it is said. Yat sankulam haripadanati matra drishtair vaiduryamarakata hemamayair vimanair yesham brihat katitatasmita shobhimukyah krishnatmana naraja adadurusmayadyahi. This verse says that the men and the women, they both were spotless beauty. Men were also very handsome. And they looked exactly like the Lord. Their forms were very similar to Lord, 400 form. But although they were very charming to look at, they were not attracted to each other. they were attracted to Supreme Lord. They were engaging in the service of the Lord together. In that purport, Prabhupada is writing, even in ISKCON society, also Prabhupada says there are many beautiful and highly intelligent and highly accomplished, successful devotees in material circles. But they are not attracted to those material accolades or the material beauties. We will find them engaged in Krishna service. And it is a fact actually. Some of the very intelligent people, very big people in this world, big kings renounced everything to come to Krishna's lotus feet. You will see. Gopis are saying in the last shloka of the Gopi Geetam, you will read. Gopis are saying, my dear Lord, you are so charming that big kings of the whole world relinquished all their wealth to come to your lotus feet. Like Bharat Maharaj went to the forest. You will find great souls. So, in this way, the charm that one feels for the opposite sex in this world, which is described in this verse, that is only due to illusory outlook in this world. There is a story of once, Mother Sita was, while Sita was talking to Hanuman, we all hear about this Guhyamakyati Prichati, correct, no? In the Preetilakshanam, 6 exchanges. You will find Hanuman was such a first-class servant of Sita Ram. Sita decided that I will reveal certain truths to Hanuman, which Hanuman will go and speak to Rama. Same way, Srimati Radharani, when she sees us chanting the holy name very nicely, she is very pleased. Then she is the revealer of everything, the truths, and she will actually present the jiva to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So Hanuman, while talking to Sita, Sita was revealing certain things which she would not tell anybody else, except a pure devotee. She told Hanuman that, Hanuman, this ring which you have brought to me, it is engraved with the name Rama. She said, this ring is so dear to my heart. I can't tell you how much I love this ring. When I take this ring from your hand, I feel as much as Rama is personally present in front of me. I feel like this. And she told the reason for that. She said one day, she said when I was in Ayodhya, one of the days, there was a Man Leela. You all know what is Man Leela? Man Leela means sometimes the consort of the Lord will become angry. That is for the sake of enhancing the pastimes. So one day, for some reason, Sita was upset with Ram. She wouldn't talk to him. When Ram would go near her, she would turn the face away. He would go to the other side, she would turn her face this way. So Ram was wondering how to break the ice, how to connect with her. So Ram employed a trick. He took out his ring and threw it in one corner of the room. And then he was going and searching for it in the other corner. And then Sita saw, hey, ring is here and he is searching there, how will he find it? So then she said, why are you searching there? The ring is here. Ram said, where is it? Where is it? He asked. So she picked up the ring and gave it to him. So when she gave it to him, when Lord Rama and Sita, they looked at each other, when their eyes met, immediately the man of Sita went away. Then there was no more anger after that. After that, Lord Ram laughed because it was Ram's trick. So Sita also smiled, Ram smiled, they forgot the anger after that. So Sita said, in this way, this is the ring which united us together. And now you have brought this ring for me. I am so grateful to you. You have brought my life back, she said. Otherwise, I was about to lose my life. And then she said, I will tell you another very confidential message. If you tell this to Ram, he will be in tears. She said, one day we were in a lake. We were splashing water and playing in the waters. After that, I sat in the bank of the lake. And Lord Ram was tired. He actually kept his head on my lap and he went to sleep. At that time, a crow came and sat in a tree nearby. And the crow was eyeing at me. I didn't know who he was. He was actually son of Indra, whose name is Jayant. There was a son of Indra. He was a lusty rogue. He was attracted to Sita's breasts. Actually, one should see every woman as a mother other than one's own wife. I heard one story, side story. One brahmachari was going for begging alms. Bhavati bhikshan dehi. Like that, brahmacharis would go home to home and beg for alms with a begging bowl in the daytime. Mostly in the daytime, men go to offices and nobody will be at home, only women will be there. So the woman would bring some palm full of rice or something and give it to the brahmachari, or sometimes vegetables she would give. Generally they give uncooked rice or uncooked vegetables they would give. So one day when he went to a home, a lady was busy breastfeeding a child. And she could not immediately give to the brahmachari. So as soon as he saw this lady breastfeeding, she saw her breasts, immediately brahmachari had tears flowing down his eyes. Immediately his mind became surcharged with remembrance of Krishna. He said, "My dear Lord, how kind you are. As soon as a child is born in this world, he is so helpless. But you are coming in the form of the milk for the child's nourishment. You are giving through the breast milk of the mother. For the 8.4 million species, this is the way you arrange everything for them." So he remembered Krishna by seeing her breast. Can you imagine? A woman's breast starts giving milk when a child is born. You will see that. Otherwise, it doesn't give milk. The mammary glands become activated when a child is born. Krishna, the brahmachari wondered how amazing it is. Just see the Lord's creation, how He takes care of every living being in the nook and corner of the creation. So he became surcharged with Krishna remembrance. That means the devotee of the Lord, even when he sees the breast of woman, he remembers Krishna. Can you imagine? On the other hand, this giant, he became a crow and is sitting on a tree. When he saw Ram has slept, he came and sat on the shoulder of Sita and started pecking her breast. As soon as he did that, it started bleeding in the chest of Sita. Sita cried. Little bit she cried. Like that she got frightened by the crow and she cried. Immediately the crow flew back and sat on the branch of the tree. And Ram got up hearing the cry. And as soon as he saw a drop of blood in her breast, Ram immediately understood what the matter is. He plucked some clumps of grass and invested his potency in that. And then threw it on the crow. Like that, it started chasing the crow, like lightning streaks. It went to kill the crow, and the crow flew. The crow flew to Indraloka. Indra said, "Get lost, my son, don't come here. Because if you come, the whole Indraloka will be burnt to ashes. Don't come here." He went to different lokas, to different demigods. Nobody could save him. After going round and round in the universe, at last he came back to the same spot from where he went. And the lightning sticks were chasing after him still. And Mother Sita, just see how merciful she is. Karunam kuru mayi karuna bharite sanaka sanatana varnita charite Radhe jaya jaya madhava dayite Gokula taruni mandala mahite. So Radharani, Sita, Lakshmi, they are all one tattva only. So how merciful Sita is. When she saw the pitiable situation of the crow, she pleaded to the Lord. She said to Lord Ram, "Please forgive this poor crow. Now he has gone all over the universe. He has learned a good lesson. Poor fellow, don't kill him." Lord Ram said, "Once I release the arrow, how can I withdraw it? It has to do its action." Then she told the crow, "Hey, foolish crow, fall at the feet of Ram, for he is so merciful. If somebody falls at Ram's feet, he will not kill them. One who has surrendered to Ram even once, that Ram will not kill. Immediately take shelter of Ram's feet." So the crow, when he fell at the Ram's feet, you know how he fell? Like we lie down like that, he fell like this. Like we sleep at night like that. And Sita toppled him upside down. Then he fell. After that. Then Ram told Sita, "Since this fellow has taken shelter, I can't kill him. But some punishment should be given to him for his mischievous behavior, cunning behavior." So then he blinded one of the eyes of the crow, and then spared the other eye. That's why it is said even all the crows, even now also they see like this. Like that they see. Because one eye is blind. So We can see here in this story how this demoniac mentality is to be attracted to the breast of a woman. And that too, the divine mother, Sita deserves to be treated like a mother. Instead of taking her shelter at her feet, he is thinking of enjoying her like Ravana. So therefore I told you the right conception, right consciousness I told you is Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim. That is right consciousness. So Hanuman is looking at Sita and thinking, oh, here is my mother. He is looking at Ram, he is thinking, oh, here is my master. When you look at Sita, you should think, she is not meant for my enjoyment. She is meant for Lord's enjoyment. Prabhupada said, in LA temple there were many brahmacharinis in those days. And brahmacharis were also there. Some brahmacharis jointly made a policy that all the Matajis should not be in the temple hall, they should vacate the temple hall just to take darshan in the morning, Mangalarti and push off. And Prabhupada came, he asked, what happened, where are the girls? And when Prabhupada heard the policy, Prabhupada was upset. Prabhupada said, you guys, you cannot respect the woman properly. He said, you go to forest if you cannot control this urge, Prabhupada said. So, and Prabhupada said, you should see the beautiful girls as gopis, Krishna's gopis. So gopis are all Ananda Chinmayaras. Their bodies are completely divine. They are like goddesses, worshipable goddesses. Their bodies are, Chinmaya body means it's made of spiritual substance. And there is not even an iota of any blemish in their bodies. And they are associates of Radha and Krishna. Their hearts are completely pure. So, you can imagine, even in this world, Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka and all who are very beautiful, they have innumerable abilities. They can disappear in one place, reappear in another place. They can actually change their form at will. They can fly. They can give benedictions. Their bodies are completely immune. Actually, they can unite without begetting any children. So you will find that even in heavenly bodies have so many abilities. And Prabhupada said, if you compare, therefore in the Radhikashtakam you will read, Rasa Lasya Gita Narma Satkalali Pandita Prema Ramya Rupa Vesha Sadgunali Mandita Vishwavanda Yauvata Vivandita Piyarama Mahyam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika. In that verses you will find, it is said, in the entire world, many great goddesses like Brahma's wife Saraswati, Shiva's wife Gauri, and Indra's wife Sachi, they all go and do obeisances to Lakshmi, Narayana's wife, every day morning. But even that Lakshmi is an expansion of Srimati Radharani, it is said. And Radharani and the gopis are very, very exalted. So Prabhupada said, when you see a group of beautiful girls laughing and joking, instead of becoming lusty, like Duvida gorilla became lusty. Actually, one should say, oh, these are gopis of Krishna. Actually, to the degree we maintain purity in our practices, for years together you practice this, eventually one will get the vision to see the beautiful girls as gopis of Krishna. We can see like that. On the contrary, those people who have been mischievous, cunning, diplomatic, and eager to do nonsense, you will find that, like one day this Dvivida gorilla used to create a lot of problems, used to beat the water in the ocean and cause the rising of the tsunamis, which will go and devastate the lands, people in the lands. A lot of havoc he was creating. So one day he saw Krishna and gopis going in the Raivata mountain area, singing very sweet melodious songs. From a distance when he saw, hey, Krishna is going with the gopis, they are meant for my enjoyment. He thought like that. And then he wanted to draw their attention. This is one of the tendencies of a conditioned soul. Conditioned soul always is attention seeking in whatever body you may be in. Whether you are a male body or a female body. Attention seeking nature. One wants to, even if need be, you do nonsense also, but by nonsense I will seek attention. You will find. So this monkey started jumping in the trees and shouting, Killa, Killa, Killa! Like that he shouted. And the gopis turned around and saw, seeing him shouting like this, they all looked at each other and they laughed innocently. But when he saw their laughter, the monkey thought, oh, I have become popular amongst these girls. Let me even become more closer to them. Thinking like that, he came closer and closer, jumping. When he came near, he displayed the lower parts of his body shamelessly. At the time, gopis saw that this is obscene, nasty fellow. So just see, shameless fellow, what is he doing? So at that time, Krishna thought, this fellow has gone out of control now. Not only that, he was coming near, he started catching their clothes. He wanted to steal the gopis. At that time, gopis cried out, Krishna Rama. They cried out Krishna and Balram's name. At that time, you will find Balram told Krishna and the gopis to be together safe. And then Balram took the charge of, with his fist. He attacked. Of course, fist he attacked last. Before that, he used boulders to throw at him, and then later on trees. The monkey was throwing many things at Balram. Nothing could be done. Finally, Balram gave such a punch on his head. That was the end of that monkey. So why Balram? Because Balram is the Adi Guru. The Adi Guru comes in this world to awaken the sleeping souls and destroy our ignorance. You will see that. Same with, you will see Lakshman, for example, is Adi Guru also. When Sugriva became a king, coronated by Lord Ram, he promised Ram, after this 4 months of rainy season, I will come and help you to find Sita. But after 4 months, he totally forgot because he became absorbed in royal delights, enjoying the royal women, enjoying eating, enjoying sleeping, drinking liquor, everything. Ram said, Lakshman, what happened to monkey Sugriva? He is not coming to help. Now the autumn season has come. The land is crisp. The sun is shining. 20 days have passed. The monkey has not come. Lakshman was so angry. He said, I'll kill the monkey now. He said. Ram said, if you kill him, the job won't be done. So better you bring him safely without killing him. So then Lakshman went and twanged his bow. Tak, 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 tak. When the sound was heard, the monkey jumped up, Sugriva. And all ministers said, Lakshman has come to kill you. Then he sent Tara in the beginning, who is a she-monkey, to pacify Lakshman. And then he came out and offered obeisances to Lakshman. So just as Lakshman woke up the monkey king, Sugriva, like that all of us in this world have become forgetful of the Lord and turned away from Him. Spiritual master comes in our life to wake us up. Just like Dvivida gorilla was woken up, given a solid punishment by Balramji. So he's Adi Guru. Adi Guru actually, his main job is to approach all the living beings. So Balramji, or Nityanand Prabhu, has 3 things very prominent, you will see. He serves the Lord in innumerable ways. And he is extremely compassionate towards the suffering souls, and he chases after them. And those souls who surrender to him, he gives them the strength. Bala, he gives them strength. Harakabe nitai tander karuna hoibe samsara vasana mora kabe tuchahabe. One day Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, he got one kopin of Nityanand Prabhu. Kopin? And he tore it into thin streaks, thin strips. He cut it and told devotees, all of you take one strip and tie it in your head, he said. If you tie this, you will completely become free from this propensity for sense gratification. All the Vishayavasana will go away. Therefore he says, Harakabe nita chante karuna haibe samsara vasana mora kabe tuchhabe. The worldly attractions, especially for the opposite sex, will be evaporated if one gets the glance and grace of Lord Nityananda. Therefore we say, avalakana karo amibado dukhi, we say, aha prabhu nityananda premananda sukhi kripa avalakana karo amibado dukhi. So my dear Lord, I am miserable in this world due to this opposite sex attraction. My mind is driving me mad. I have become like a 2-legged animal. Please glance at me and dry up this mentality for sense gratification and fill up my heart with service spirit to the lotus feet of the divine couple. That's the prayer actually. So in this way, we can become, so Lord Nityananda, one of his specialities, he can destroy our materialistic propensities. Another thing is, Lord Krishna gives knowledge, but Balram, Adi Guru will give us the strength to lift the sword of knowledge. We get strength from the Guru, and we get encouragement from other devotees. So, therefore, Balram is Adi Guru, Nityananda Prabhu is also Adi Guru, Lakshman is Adi Guru. They are all same tattva, same person. So, this is one of the ways by which we can transcend this propensity. I told you today in the class multiple examples of, somebody attracted to the breast like the Indra's son foolishly. And that is only due to illusion. Otherwise, the attraction in this world for one another, mutual attraction, is a foolish phenomenon because it's a short-lived phenomenon. And one should rise above that and develop genuine attraction for the service to the lotus feet of the divine couple. And Srila Prabhupada, coming to the West from India to here, he could convince people who were into all kinds of bad activities of, taking to drugs and smoking, drinking, illicit connections and everything. Even to them, he could make them understand this pure, sublime, topmost philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And brought them to the point of pure practice of Krishna consciousness. So he is also carrying the Nityananda's Avesh and Lord Nityananda's special blessings and strength, and we are all receivers of that through his books and lectures and his disciples and coming down in the land. So actually we are taking to Krishna consciousness in our lives. We should take it very seriously, and we should not fall prey to this attraction of man-woman principle. If one wants to marry, one should marry peacefully and live with focused attention in spiritual life. Or one doesn't want to marry, be a brahmachari, but don't be a brashtachari or a durachari or a papachari. Be a clean in character and peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. There is no problem in marriage. If somebody wishes to marry, then husband, wife, okay, you have little attraction for the opposite sex. You have a little propensity for little enjoying. Okay, do Krishna consciousness as a main thing, and some enjoyment is allowed in a sanctioned, regulated way. And then very soon you will get tired. After that, husband and wife see one another as spiritual partners. And then they go ahead in spiritual life, helping one another in spiritual life. So, to the degree we are transparent and pure in representing Srila Prabhupada, then the Guru Parampara will empower us to do something valuable, useful to the world. So these purports, you can see Prabhupada is so honest and frank. One last point I will make and conclude my talk. In Bombay, my Guru Maharaj was giving one lecture like this. So one new man had come in the audience. He said, Swamiji, what is this? Such dirty things are mentioned in Bhagavatam. Breast of a woman and, attraction, all these things, We should not talk these things outside. I am feeling so uneasy when you read these purports. He says, sex life. We should not even utter the word. He was telling, we are coming to temple, should ring the bell and chant some nice shlokas. We want to feel some bhava, spiritual bhava in the temple. Now why do you talk such a dirty subject? So Maharaj said, we talk these subjects so that we will not do them. But most people in the world don't want to talk, but they want to do. He said, there are many people, they say don't talk these things, but behind the screen they will do nonsense. But Bhagavatam is such a frank and amazing literature, that it puts everything on the table, black and white, and doesn't hide anything. This is one of the things with Vedic literature you will find. There are big fellows who did big blunders also. Everything is openly presented in the Puranas without any hiding. It is like, take out the thorn with the thorn. It is said. So we have impurity, and the impurity can only be taken out when you openly understand that these kind of things are possible in this world. So we have to get rid of it without shying away with it. Mayavadis try to artificially suppress it. But if you artificially suppress it, it will come out in another way. But the Puranas are very honest. They say, yes, if you are careless, you will become illusion. If you are illusion, you can become a fool. And if you are sincere, faithful in your practice, you will become pure and you will get clarity, you will get focus, you will get direction. Everything will be awarded to you by the Lord. So it's therefore we talk these things in a very frank manner. We are not hiding anything. Even when men and women are present in the class, you talk this class, somebody may say, how do you talk this? Because we are neither man nor woman. We are spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. That's our only identity. Lord is the only Purusha, we are Prakriti. So therefore we should reinforce this consciousness in our daily practice at every moment, and then we will be rightly situated. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
We all just want to take a moment to praise Rādheśyāma Prabhu for coming and gracing us with his association. And I know myself, and surely speak for everyone else here, that we'll be eagerly awaiting his next visit. And we hope Prabhu safe travels to his next destination.
Hare Krishna. It was very nice being here. For me, it is like spiritual world here. So nice. Such nice morning programs and